Okay, quick gut check. Have you ever looked at your to-do list and realized half those tasks aren't actually moving you forward? I used to cram my days with busy work, thinking it would get me ahead. Honestly, I was just spinning my wheels.
Oh, you're not alone. I remember having entire afternoons disappear into answering emails and updating spreadsheets, and at the end of the day, nothing big had actually changed. It's wild how easy it is to confuse activity with progress.
Totally. And that's where this idea of focusing on what truly matters comes in. Enter the 80/20 rule. It's like a cheat code for doing less, but getting so much more done. Have you ever tried applying it to your work?
Funny enough, the first time I really put it into practice, I noticed that just a handful of projects brought in most of my results. The rest was just noise. Once you see that pattern, it's hard to go back to doing everything yourself.
Let's break it down. The 80/20 rule, or Pareto Principle, says that 80% of your results actually come from just 20% of your efforts. It shows up everywhere, in business, habits, even in our daily routines.
That's so true. For example, I realized that a small group of clients were responsible for the majority of my business income. The same goes for habits, just a couple really make a difference, like consistent planning or regular exercise.
Exactly. But here's the catch. Most of us spend all day dealing with the other 80%. The admin tasks, endless meetings, all that stuff that feels productive but doesn't move the needle. It's almost like we're working hard just to avoid the important stuff.
What's wild is how easy it is to fall into that trap. I've had days where I checked off a dozen minor things, but the one thing that could have made the biggest impact kept getting pushed aside. Focus really is everything.
That actually reminds me sometimes it's tough to recognize which tasks are truly high value. Like, what's the difference between work that just fills time and work that actually creates growth?
Great question. If you're an entrepreneur, high-value stuff is usually things like creating new offers, strengthening client relationships, or launching a marketing campaign. The flip side, things like manually sending invoices or getting lost in your inbox for hours.
For folks in a regular 9 to 5, I'd say presenting solutions or designing better systems are where the magic happens. But it's so easy to get bogged down in perfecting PowerPoint slides or looping through meetings that don't change anything.
Exactly a good rule of thumb is if the task creates revenue, opportunity, or visibility, it's probably high value. Maintenance is important, but if it's not opening doors, it might just be busy work.
So here's where things get fun. Once you've spotted your top 20%, you really don't need to do everything else yourself. Delegation and automation are total game changers.
Absolutely, and that realization lifted a huge weight off my shoulders. For example, setting up automatic email sequences saved me hours every week, and hiring a virtual assistant for admin tasks let me actually focus on strategy.
I started batching all my low-priority tasks like paperwork or scheduling into a single hour each Friday. Honestly, my weeks got so much lighter. Have you ever found a system or tool that freed up a ton of time for you?
Oh, for sure. Using scheduling apps for social media meant I wasn't glued to my phone anymore. It's all about making space for the stuff that really excites you, not just the stuff that keeps you busy.
All right, let's get practical. I challenge everyone listening. Write down everything you do in a typical week. Then highlight the top 20% the tasks that actually make a difference. It's eye-opening.
And don't be afraid to be ruthless. Once you see what's really driving your results, the rest can either be delegated, automated, or even deleted from your list. That's how you move from just hustling to really working smart.
I love that. Because honestly, when you double down on your 20%, it feels like you're finally in control of your time. The busy work just melts away.
So true. The real win isn't doing it all, it's doing what matters most. That's when you start seeing massive results with way less effort.
If today's episode gave you a bit of an aha moment, pass it on. Like, subscribe, and definitely share this with someone who can't escape their never-ending to-do list.
And hey, tell us in the comments, what's one task you know you need to delegate or automate? Sometimes just admitting it out loud helps you finally let it go.
Final thought, success isn't about doing everything yourself. It's about focusing on that 20% that brings you 80% of the results. So get out there, work smarter, and see what changes for you this week.
Here's to less busy work and more breakthroughs. Can't wait to hear what everyone comes up with.